Well, I feel like that's such a big thing too, like lofted address, like we've talked about a lot. Like sometimes like I've started hitting up on it more the last couple of years just because I found that my swing pattern is just better, you know, like when I hit a little bit more up on it. Whereas when I get like more neutral or try to get more on top of it, I start to lose it way too much. So for me, hitting up on it was better, but then the loft needed to go down. So there's definitely a happy medium where it's like, if I don't see enough, then I start helping it too much.
Yeah, and it's almost an unconscious reaction too, to seeing either too much loft and having to hit down on it, or not seeing enough loft and hanging back on it.
And some people are the opposite. Some people don't see enough and they try to like, they're counterintuitive.
Well, and like for us too, it's like we all have our like stock swing, and if you go to hit one and you make it and then all of a sudden it goes 50 feet higher, you're like, your next one, without even thinking about it, you're gonna get a little more on top to see the ball flight that you want.
Got some face on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
now we're in the 130 swing speed, 190 category.
Well, and all this thing needs is like a little weight in the toe, and all of a sudden it's squaring up nice.
So far, this experiment, Tour Validated with you, has been quite enlightening.
Yeah,
I gotta say, did some fun stuff, made some discoveries on some of the fairway wood stuff. But I called in my old friend Anthony for this one. PXG Lightning drivers.
Yep. This is going to be the most similar footprint to the one that we designed for you. This is the Max 10K Plus.
Yep. Which has gotten popular. I feel like, you know, guys are starting to go to that 10K and
a lot of K. Yeah, there's a lot of Ks out there.
Yeah, it's funny how many guys, like, I feel like 3 or 4 years ago, they were just like, it's too big of a head, I can't hit that, whatever. And now they're like, give me the biggest thing you can.
Give me, whatever.
Why not have more forgiveness?
I mean, the forgiveness is the best thing possible.
It's huge.
Especially with guys at high speed. If you're going to catch it a little bit off the face and it stays in that tight dispersion window.
But now they're making these things, now they're making them low spin though. Now some of these K heads are starting to get down and spin to the point where like nobody can ignore them anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's see what this was. So I got your stock numbers with the Tour Max.
Yep.
I'm assuming this is going to spin.
I would say a freckle more.
Okay.
It's the really nice thing about the movable weights on these though too, is that we can move that weight way forward to drop spin down.
So that's setup, Jake. Let's talk about feedback, what you're looking at. So typically these platforms, these K platforms, sometimes you guys make them a little bit more upright as far as the lie angle is concerned?
Yeah, so our hosel positioning actually goes flatter in every setting.
Okay.
So our standard position is a touch more upright than what most companies are because we have that capability of going flatter. Correct.
Okay. Now, do you guys do that thing also though, where the face and the scoring lines, you know, because sometimes you can cheat lie angle with scoring lines?
Yeah, we try not to, just because it makes it easier for us to be able to measure true loft on heads, which is really important for us to fit tour guys.
Yeah.
Just because it says 9 doesn't always mean that it's actually 9.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to measure lofts to get that 1/4 degree increments that actually
the top
affects
line, the scoring lines, everything has to be lined up. Because some OEMs do it the other way around.
Yeah, and they flip them, and then I think they start to look a little funky in my opinion.
I mean,
especially when you get one that's really upright.
Peak level right now. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, overall, this one doesn't have as much like bulge to it, right? So like this one looks a lot, you know, the top line looks really, really square. So like some people really like that. Like some people like that really kind of domed off look and they don't mind it. You know, other people really want it to look nice and square like an iron, so they know exactly where that face is pointing. So if you prefer something like that, like a flatter face look, then this is definitely
that's your thing.
This is your option for sure.
Let's hit 3 with this, Jake.
Okay.
I know you've hit a lot of balls. I don't want to wear you out.
He's young.
Yeah,
he is young.
Youngish.
That was bombed. And the nice thing too about these drivers, is that a little out of the toe or is that good?
That was a little toey.
Okay.
But I mean, if I want to hit high draws, this is the driver.
I mean, ball speed stayed up still.
Yeah.
Launch is a little bit higher, which is intended with this driver.
For sure. Yeah.
He should hit, of all the drivers we're about to hit, he should hit this one the shortest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get one more out of this one. That would be the miss with that driver. Kind of slides off the face.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's about normal. Okay, hit a fairway finder for this one. I want to make sure we hit one of those.
Yeah.
That little squeezy one. Okay. So just to call out the numbers with your tour driver that you guys are working on now, you got to call it the swing speed too. So you're swinging at about 126, 127 with the first driver. You're in the mid 180s, 186.
Yeah.
12, 2500. Just kind of living there. This one, swinging a little slower, 125, a mile an hour slower. Ball speed went down about 4 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Spins up about 500 or 600 RPMs. Literally doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As marketed.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to tour. What
tour mid? Yeah, I would go tour mid next.
And that's one of the things also, for the people that are watching this video, swing speed is a big metric here. When you're comparing driver to driver,
yeah,
some heads you're not going to swing as fast as other ones will. You just won't. And it's people don't pay attention to that. They'll say,
like, oh, this is slower.
This driver's faster. I'm like, well, how fast are you swinging it?
Yeah.
Because there's a huge difference between 108 and 110.
Yeah, and that's the other part of fitting too that goes into it is that, yeah, he might have a little bit slower ball speed with that or higher spin, but you take loft off of that ball speed jumps up, that spin comes down, and it's going to get a lot better optimized for you.
And that one too, I feel like probably the reason why it's slower is like that driver goes left a little bit easier.
Sure.
So it's like, for me, it's like, oh, maybe I'm trying to hold on to it a little bit more to make sure it doesn't go left. So it's like, that's an easy fitting thing too. It's like once you feel like you can release it at the bottom, ball speed.
Yeah, ball speed goes up, swing speed goes up. But you also have to look at smash too. Like that's another number. It's sometimes overrated in some conversations, but when it's specifically for driver fitting, smash is a big deal.
It's huge, for sure.
All right, so now we got tour mid.
Yes.
This is a great head.
So this one's great. I mean, I think optically, I feel like this one sets up so good. You get that same benefit of it being like a pretty nice square face, and then just a touch smaller profile. So I feel like it's a good traditional shape.
Yeah, a little bit smaller footprint overall, a little bit deeper faced, so it helps on the miss hits.
Ooh.
That was a nice window.
That was awesome. 187. That wasn't like, that was, dude, 12 to 24.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the shots that you've hit so far, that was the most optimized.
Yeah.
It's granted, it's one shot, but
yeah, that one came out nice.
That's pretty good.
A little left. Friggin' fast though.
Yeah, it is fast.
187.
Yeah.
12 launch, 23.49. Smash 148. I mean, it's
hard to argue with that one. I mean,
tweak a little bit of weighting so you can get that fade on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get a little more weight in the toe and then.
But that's the importance of fitting.
Yeah.
When you go through all the head models, you just don't go to a store and buy one off the shelf and hope it works for you.
That's why Tony gets the big bucks.
Yeah.
See the difference in miss though? Like, I don't call it a miss, but see the difference in not perfect?
Yeah, I mean, well, that one was great. That one was just dead straight, and that's, I'd prefer to see that ball flight than the first two.
It's up there. Yeah, and I think the biggest difference between those two heads is, like I said, this one's a little bit deeper faced.
Yeah.
So I think you're catching it a little bit more centered.
For sure.
Whereas you were catching the 10K maybe a little bit high on the face.
High and almost like heel side a little bit, and it kind of just launches up and left. That was a little off the heel, but...
Off the heel?
A little bit.
Pretty good, 186.
Yeah.
Should see a little bit higher spin numbers.
Spin kicked up 300 RPM, 400 RPMs.
Yeah.
Which is 500 RPMs would be the razor's edge of too much.
Yeah, but off the heel still catching 187 ball speed almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it still carried 317.
Yeah.
It's rookie numbers. You got to bump those up.
Get those up.
Those are rookie numbers in this game. Hey, okay, so hit one more. Hit a big tomahawk one for me, and then I'm going to have you hit a fairway finder. But this is an interesting driver for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got some face on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
now we're in the 130 swing speed, 190 category.
Well, and all this thing needs is like a little weight in the toe, and all of a sudden it's
Bob's your uncle.
Up nice.
12. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Where did you hit that?
Seemed like center. Just face was shut.
Yeah.
Just a touch more spin, but exponentially when you swing faster, all the other numbers kind of got to go up.
They're going to go
so
up.
We
Yeah,
launched
exactly.
12.7 there is a little higher. Spun at 28, which is great for your full out.
It's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
That's a little fairway finder.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, just in general for me, like I'd like to see this thing go right a little bit more.
Launch came down 5 degrees. Ball speed still stayed 182, 25 spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a little chippy one.
Gonna find almost every fairway out there.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
We got the Tour model.
Oh, this should be interesting.
So this is gonna be the lower launching, lower spinning model of the ones that we get to our consumers.
Which for watching these videos now, this video is gonna be 3 hours long. For what we know about Jake is low spin for him is not something he's looking for. He's
Correct.
looking for,
Yeah.
we want oxygen.
Yep.
Well, I mean, usually for me too, it's like if I can hit 2 more fairways around rather than get 6 more yards, like I'll take the 2 fairways.
2 more fairways around for you right at this point in your life, that's like another $10 million in earnings.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how big the number swings are.
Yeah, it's, you know, there's certain weeks, like whether it's Torrey or Houston and whatnot, where like you just want to hit it far. But most of the events, especially as you get into major season and whatnot, it's definitely about finding fairways. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, you're getting a couple more chances every single day to make birdie, all that good stuff.
All right, we're gonna end some bangers here. Jesus. How was that one?
It's good. Seemed like a little spinnier.
Can I say something about these deeper face heads? Same thing happened with Charlie. And it happens with players that are more likely to look at a bigger platform. Once you give them something that's a little bit deeper face, immediately their angle of attack starts getting steeper.
Yeah,
steeper, and the spin goes up and up and up.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's such a big thing too, like lofted address, like we've talked about a lot. Like sometimes like I've started hitting up on it more the last couple of years just because I found that my swing pattern is just better, you know, like when I hit a little bit more up on it. Whereas when I get like more neutral or try to get more on top of it, I start to lose it way too much. So for me, hitting up on it was better, but then the loft needed to go down. So there's definitely a happy medium where it's like, if I don't see enough, then I start helping it too much.
Yeah, and it's almost an unconscious reaction too to seeing either too much loft and having to hit down on it, or not seeing enough loft and hanging back on it.
And some people are the opposite. Some people don't see enough and they try to like, they're counterintuitive.
Well, and like for us too, it's like we all have our like stock swing, and if you go to hit one and you make it and then all of a sudden it goes 50 feet higher, you're like, your next one, without even thinking about it, you're gonna get a little more on top to see the ball flight that you want. And
so I'd address this driver. I know it's not the one that you play, but address, you like the way this looks?
It's awesome. I mean, I feel like this is back to like a very, like much smaller, simple profile, like, you know, still 460, right? But like, to me in my head, when they used to do like a 440 driver and then a 460 driver, like this looks more like a 440 cc, like just a smaller footprint. But obviously isn't, so you still have all of that forgiveness in there, and, you know, like you said, a little deeper face.
All right, let's get a couple of bangers here. That's good.
A little off toe, but that's nice.
It's a good toe miss.
Yeah.
And this driver tends to be a little bit more fade biased too, so that's kind of why we're not seeing as much turnover.
So you stay a little straighter.
Yeah.
20. I mean, oddly enough, this is why fitting is so important. A driver like this, he's going to spin more than other ones. The deeper face drivers, he's going to spin more.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's just because the ball's doing that.
And it's funny too, like you said, fitting is so important. Jake's always been one of those ones that kind of reacts opposite to some things that you give him. Like you put weight towards the toe, and sometimes he doesn't hit more of a fade. Sometimes he chases the weight.
I'll chase it and I'll like swing the toe around even more.
Call that CG sensitivity.
Like if I found that like I want to start drawing the ball, and so like sometimes I would like move a little bit of weight in the heel, and then I would just like throw the heel out to the right, and I just miss it more right. And I was like, all right, well, this isn't making much sense. So.
So we're going to hit one more. I want you to hit a fairway finder, but it's interesting. This whole thing watching, especially once we got into the metal woods, has been interesting about the DNA of a driver fitting the DNA of a player. where there is a different, like that's why fitting obviously is such a big deal, but like I'm seeing the Tour Mid
perform more optimally
because he's swinging it faster. Something optically is working for you.
For sure.
The strike makes sense to you. All of a sudden, the numbers just start to. It's not huge, but enough.
And talking back to like how you told him he came on to PXG and that it was a smaller staff, we got more relationship going.
For sure.
Like I know his nuances, so I've worked with him a lot over the last couple of years, so I know what he tends to do and what he tends to like.
Right. And
so seeing him react differently with certain heads that aren't supposed to perform that way is kind of what we know going into it.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's even like the smallest things that sometimes like I don't really realize, and it's like where like the high point in the driver is, because that makes you kind of differentiate like where the center of the face actually is, where it really is. Like all those little things make such a big difference, and I feel like that's what's been so nice for me, like being with PXG, is just the fact that like having a say and then actually seeing stuff come into fruition.
Having a say is the big thing here.
Not just having a company come out and just be like, hey, here's a new driver, we needed him play next week. And be like, oh, that like.
Well, that's when they start looking at Tony, going, come on, Tony, let's go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there's just it's again. There's a level of comfortability that he has with certain heads.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the swing speed. When he gets excited about something, or you can see the swing speed starts going up, the strike gets better, confidence
is everything.
Feels like mine.
Okay, so one of the things that we wanted to do, so we landed on Tour Mid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's do that thing that you were talking about, moving the weight out around, see if we can really, really optimize this thing.
Yeah, so this one we started out with 7.5 in the heel, 7.5 in the toe, 2.5 back.
Yeah.
So what that does is it kind of helps bring spin down a little bit, but you wanted to see a little bit more right movement out of this ball.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is take a little bit of weight out of the heel, move it more towards the toe, and that'll help you fade a little bit more.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, so we moved how much weight out towards the toe?
5 grams.
5 grams. Okay.
Yep. 5 grams towards the toe, 5 grams out of the heel.
So let me ask you a question about moving CG around, because you get the consumers that'll get these weights.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to move a little bit out towards the toe.
Yeah.
To make something biased, you need a separation of at least 6 or 7 grams between heel and toe. I don't know exactly what the number is.
I mean, the tiny differences on tour make a big difference. So, like, you can see a difference with 2.5 grams, and that's why we make 2.5 gram increments between each of our weights.
Yeah.
For him, we saw a little bit more draw than what we wanted to see, so I wanted to move more weight out of the gate to be able to see that change.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead, Jake.
It's just kind of that happy medium of like, I know from the past, like I've had some, this way back, but like drivers that maybe draw too much, so you shift weight in the toe. It's like, well, now the CG is out there so much that like you start hitting it out there, because that's where you feel the center of the face. So there's, you have to be somewhat careful about that sort of stuff, but yeah, usually. That's better.
That was a little more on the pocket there.
Yeah, and that's a soft
smashes
little fade.
Up. 125.
Yeah, 12.5 launch, 28 spin, 185 ball speed.
Yeah.
Seeing more of the ball flight that you wanted to see.
For sure.
There it is. That was
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna talk about a fastball down the middle, that was it. So essentially, what you did here was you made that right one a little less right. Like doing what you just did to his driver. What were you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, just trying to make it fade more, basically.
Fade more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what we saw before, the numbers were pretty good, but he saw a little bit too much left in it, a little too much draw.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we wanted to straighten that ball out, be able to see him let it fall right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So moving that weight out towards the toe allows us to do that. And we've got 3 different weight positionings on this head and all of our Lightning heads that allow us to move that CG around, move that stuff, so we can see more of a draw, more of a fade, more forgiveness.
Your left, maybe your start straight fall left ball's a lot more efficient with what he just did.
Yeah, for sure. Like that one's a little left, but it's playable. It's fine.
Yeah. But what I'm also noticing here too, Jake, is like, and I got to call this out, like this is the difference between these Lightning heads and, granted I wasn't here for the PXG drivers in the past, but this driver, what Jake and I noticed when we came here, One is moving the weights around makes just enough difference, but you're not going from one extreme to the other.
Right.
The way that you guys have your weights set up, it really lives in the gray area, but the numbers, the launch and the spins seem to stay
very consistent
in a very fun spot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is, some drivers, you start moving the weight around, the spin gets really extreme one way or the other. You guys, it stays in a fun pocket.
Yeah.
Did you make another adjustment here?
I did.
Okay, let's see what this does.
So big thing here, like I said earlier, we can change lie angle on our drivers to go flatter, where most other companies don't do that. What this is going to do is try to start his start line a little bit more right.
More right, okay.
So that way he doesn't see that straight on his target fall left. He might see it start a little bit more right of his target.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah.
That's money.
That's money.
Yeah. Because that's kind of like we were talking about before too with fairway woods. Like sometimes you see that top line, bottom line, like not really match up, and then now all of a sudden, like I've always leaned towards stuff that's a little bit flatter.
Yep.
Being somebody who doesn't really like to see left misses, so, and especially for me, like I feel like I drive at my best when I can feel like I can just let it go and it's just gonna be a nice fade. If I feel like I need to create the fade or hold on to it or do something, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and this is the club that we talked about, that you want to fade off the tee, whereas you have the secret weapon to be able to step up and hit your draw if you want to.
Because so what he's talking about, you'll hear this a lot on tour, is like a released fade. Like I feel like I can make a golf swing and the ball, as opposed
more of like a push cut almost.
As opposed to a holding it off or doing something crazy.
Like I've never been somebody like a Morikawa or a DJ that like sets the club and holds on all day. Like I'm hitting more of like a in to out.
But yeah, you're letting the golf club fade it for you as opposed to the path or whatever, because you're not swiping across it. You're not doing any super fadey patterns here. It's just...
No, I feel like I try to hit like up on the inside of the ball, and then I just want it to cut. Like that one, I left a little bit more open, but that's great.
With that's the optimal miss for what you're looking for, too.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'd way rather see that than the opposite.
Dude, I gotta say, again, this is the impressive thing, and again, this is what Jake and I noticed when we were testing these things. What do I want to call it? The spin window of these things.
Yeah.
It's like 2200 to 2800 across the face.
Yeah, you're not going to see the sub 2000 to the almost 3000 jump that you see on some of the drivers out there. I mean, the spin consistency is huge for us because that's how you generate max distance.
For sure.
Best dispersion you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Once you start dropping less than 2000 spin, your dispersion starts going way this way, especially at your speed. If you hit it 330, it's just going further into the rough at 330.
You want to know the most incredible thing, though? We can end this here. They did this in 10 years. It's taken a lot of these companies years.
Yeah, 50.
50 years, 40 years to get to a point where, you got to give them their flowers, like to get to that a driver that efficient in 9 or 10 years.
Yeah. Because I mean, like when I came on, like the TD was really like our best option.
Yep.
And it's like footprint wise, it wasn't like really what I was looking for. It was a lot smaller, like shorter.
More closer to what our Lightning Tour is right now. Yeah.
So for guys that want that like traditional, more 440 look, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And then for me, I just found that I was like, I want something that looks like more forgiving. That just looks easier to hit. And for me, that's where like in the last 2-3 years, it's improved drastically.
I'm from where I left PXG to what I see now. Having 4 or 5 years at Callaway and then coming out here, I'm like, my God, man,
it's incredible.
It's been a fun journey. I mean, I've been with the company for 10 years now, so I've seen it all from the beginning, and I mean, it's been awesome.
Yeah, 4 good options.